Hi, everybody. That was kind of fun. I put my glasses on, but I couldn't find I couldn't read the type. Welcome. We're Mike and Jennifer. And yes, I have my glasses on because I have to read your questions tonight. And the screen is actually quite a ways away from us. So, well, it's nice to see everybody up there, isn't it?
It is nice to see everybody.
We are just back from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, where we spent a delightful
10 days.
10 days. Better part of that was in the rain, and yet in between every rain shower, we both got on multiple hikes every day, and it was awesome. We put the first part of the video up yesterday on boondocking, and I see we already have a couple of questions about that, our boondocking video. And then next, in 2 weeks, we'll have one up about fall color in the UP. And we timed it perfectly, didn't we?
Yeah, we had gorgeous color where we were.
Just perfect color everywhere. First, we want to thank Louisa G for a $6.99 super chat. Thank you so much. For those of you who wonder what that is, they may be watching us on Facebook. A super chat is something that YouTube lets you do, where you can just contribute a little more to the channel, and we love to see those. And thank you for that $6.99. That's a Canadian $6.99, so it's probably $2.50. I don't know.
No, I don't know.
Nice. What is the exchange rate now? It's about.
I don't know.
Half? I don't know if it is. So I think that's Canadian. Thank you, Louisa. And you asked a great question. Did you have internet service where you were boondocking in your Saturday video? No, we did not. There is no internet cell service in the Pigeon River Country State Forest, where we shot most of that video that we put up yesterday. In fact, I think we shot all of it there. And there is no cell signal. Even with with a booster, you might get one or two brief interludes of contact, but not much. So we were internetless, and it wasn't. It
was very hard on him.
Yes, it was.
It was hard on
it didn't kill us, but
it was hard on me too. I missed it.
Up in the UP, we had internet pretty much everywhere except Copper Harbor, which is at the UP is like this. This is Lower Michigan, and this is UP, and right there, that thumb, right there, that juts out into Lake Superior. And at the very tip of it is one of our favorite cities in the UP, Copper Harbor. And the town has not allowed cell phone towers to give cell phones coverage to the city. There's Wi-Fi in town, and they make it widely available to everybody. But I almost applaud that town for doing it, because what it's like, families get up there and everybody's on their device. Well, you can't be on your device up there. So we didn't have internet then, but we went into town. And we weren't very inconvenienced at all. It was great. So, Louisa, thank you so much for that super chat and the question. We don't have a booster in our RV at this point. We might put one in. I don't know. I do wish I had a backup with AT&T. We had that with one service that we canceled, as many of you know, a couple of weeks ago. So I'm still looking for a backup AT&T system, and that way I'll have both Verizon, which works most of the time, and AT&T. So
you do need to.
Yeah, just for redundancy. A couple of times we wish we had AT&T.
So are you right at the top so you can?
I am.
Okay.
Starting off with Esquared, waiting for the lovely intro music and video. Best you are #1 in our hit parade there. So thank you very much we always like to
thank you for being there.
Yeah, for the very first one. And you came on, actually, what time did you come on? It says you came on at 5:24 p.m.
Wow.
That is awesome. So thank you, E Squared. I hope you're still there. #2 with the question is Bradley Olsen. Are the ranger stations easy to find at the National Forest? And is there a resource for locating those ranger stations? Well, there's always a headquarters in the National Forest, and so you want to look for those. I don't think there's a website that shows them, but if you just took your cell phone and Googled headquarters for the Pigeon River State Forest, it would show you where it is. We just saw the sign and headquarters that way, and then it was that way, and that's how we found it. But you could Google it and easily find it.
Usually they're by the entrance to the parks.
Yeah, they're not too far from the entrance. Mm-hmm. as you saw in that video, we like to stop there and always say, hey guys, is there any place that you'd recommend for dispersed camping? And usually yeah, you know, our favorite spot's up over the hill and you can see the elk there, and they'll save you lots of time.
And with COVID-19, now they have sheets with
of paper.
suggested camping sites.
Yep, and I think we showed this in the video.
Yes, you
we
did.
Grab them. They listed something we didn't even know about.
Sometimes the rangers are off doing other things, and they're not at the ranger house.
Yep. So thank you, Bradley, for that question. Bradley did it right. Bradley's on YouTube. You can tell from the little logo there, and you see how he phrased his question. And let's bring on our moderator for tonight. She's busy doing double duty because Chris is not with us this week. Phyllis Kerr is there. Hi, Phyllis.
Hi.
So help everybody understand how to ask the questions and make the comments so we can find them all.
Sure. All you have to do is type question in all caps and then type your question normally. Or if you have a comment in all caps and then make a comment, and be patient. Mike is going from the top of the feed, but if you're on Facebook, you might only see your question. You don't see the 100 other questions from YouTube. So just be patient. He'll get to it, and we'll get as many answered as possible tonight, I guess.
We will. Thank you. And Phyllis, we'll check in with you later on in the show here. So thank you. Yeah, and she makes a great question. Facebook, we're on Facebook Live, our Facebook page, our Facebook group, our Facebook supporters group, and our Twitter Periscope fans as well. So sometimes you may think that there's only a few of you on, but there's actually, I can tell you right now, there's 365 of you watching, and that is awesome. We love to see that many, and it'll help us. We'll answer as many of the questions as we can. We always say we can't get to them all. There's just too many. And if I was to come back later and answer them, it would take me the better part of the week. There'd be no work done. So we do our best with this, and we'll continue to drive so we ask your understanding. Now, you heard me mention a moment ago our supporters, and I wanted to announce that we've got a pretty good place for you to go. We have a supporting member program now that we're running for this. And I just urge you guys, if you would all do us a favor, just go right there and check that out, rvlifestyle.com/members. And if you like the content we produce, if you'd like a little more access to Jen and me, a priority answering of your questions on our social media, please check that out. We'll give you some perks for joining, and it's a way for you to sort of help us. Our goal, the crazy goal, is to be supported rather than advertising supported. Now, we'll probably always have to take some advertising, particularly for the podcast, but for our videos and all the rest of the stuff, we're going to try and be supportive to the group that we're the most loyal to, which is you. And so that's one way to do it. You know, many of the people you follow on YouTube and their blogs and stuff do similar programs. Well, now that's ours. It's rvlifestyle.com supporting members, and you can check that. We have one for Facebook, and we have one for YouTube, and you can do both or whatever one it works out for you. And we thank you very much for your consideration for all of that. Okay, back to more questions now. Here's one from BBOCC. Have you added an additional small 400-watt inverter to your Wonder as you did on the previous rig? No, we haven't. And actually, we didn't do that. That was like 2 RVs ago. We didn't even do it on our previous Unity. For one thing, we just don't need it with the solar and the lithium batteries. But for another, that little one that we put in had this irritating noise that would kick on whenever it got warm, even though it had a built-in fan. And where we had it mounted, the sun kind of shined in on it. And if it got really warm, we'd be driving down the road and it would squeal. So we eventually took it off because we didn't use it that much. I was going to use it to charge like, our cell phones and our laptops and our tablets. But we now charge those all with our USB connections that are already powered up in 12-volt systems in the RV. And so we didn't need that extra inverter. And in fact, I would even urge you not to get one. You don't need one of those if you have those USB ports. Hope that made sense. But those little USB things put out a little blue light, and you don't like that.
No. to cover it up from trying to sleep at night.
Yeah, it
Trying
kind
to
of
make it dark.
Yeah, it kind of makes it. When we
Kinda
go to
lit
bed,
up like a Christmas tree.
when we go to bed, there are all these
Spaceship.
little lights that are on. So Jennifer spends all of her time, we're putting black tape on them, or we're
I
kind
just
of moving them.
Put something,
Yep.
piece of cloth, something, so that you don't get the lights.
James Harris, hello. A couple of puppies saying hi in Manhattan Beach, California. Thank you for checking in. We appreciate it. Do you use your outside grill while boondocking, given cleaning issues due to limited water and storage of garbage generated and wiping down? Jen, you want to?
Yes.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do use it, but it's not cleaned the way it should be.
Now,
You know,
it doesn't
not
get that
as
dirty
thoroughly.
by
It gets
how do
dirty.
we
It depends
explain
on
how
what we cook.
how we
We
do?
put a sheet of aluminum. We line the inside part with aluminum, and the grill part, it will get dirty. But I just don't clean it as thoroughly. And then you do have all that garbage that you have with you. You might have to double bag it, trying to keep the smell from overwhelming you.
Yeah. Yep. So
And you can't leave it outside because of bears
and raccoons and other creatures. But we have a small motorhome, and we use that to go off exploring. We don't tow a car, so we always can find trash someplace well, I should say almost always. Sometimes we have to keep it a couple of days, but it doesn't get too bad. Joanne Neely. Oh, this is
a good question. Was your lakefront site still open when you finally made it back last Sunday night? And it was open. We appreciated it. We put our tarp on top of a picnic table, and we put out our sign, and it was there.
Yeah, and
they have nice. Most of the sites in that campground are large, on the large side, and we were thrilled to be right on the water.
Oh, right,
listening
on
to
Lake
the waves
Superior.
pounding in.
In fact, we had water sites in most of the places we stayed.
Yeah, we had good sites.
Yeah, we really did. Even though it was so crowded up there.
It was really crowded. And when you camp at a state campground, I call it mud camping, because the sites are worn. There isn't any grass. It might not be gravel. You're in the mud. And when it rains, I said, yeah, we did a couple of days of mud camping, trying to keep the elk hound out of the mud.
Yep. And the elk hound likes to lie in the mud.
Yeah.
And then he comes and lies on our bed.
Actually, he was seeking out grass.
He was, but there wasn't any in the woods.
Yes, you've been there.
James Harris has a question.
Since you have been in the Wonder for a while, can you tell the difference between the inside room space, not storage, and your Unity and the Wonder? We knew the difference between the inside space immediately, because our Unity had a lot of room. I mean, we had a sofa in the back, a sofa in the front. The Murphy bed was up, then it came down. I think the Wonder is extremely cute. Our daughter-in-law just went, ooh, she was so excited. She liked it so much. You walk in and it's just attractive. It's very attractive, the Wonder. But there is a definite lack of room in the living space up front.
The Unity has two separate living areas. It has a front lounge and a rear lounge. And so it's easy to, one of us will sit in one area and the other in the other, the dog in between, and it's much more comfortable. But at night, it's much more crowded in the Wonder.
Yes.
We don't find the beds real comfortable to just sort of sit on.
I like something to support my back.
Yeah. Now, I did the editing of the video that we just ran on Facebook, that we just showed you on our YouTube channel, the one on boondocking. I edited that by sitting on the bed and having the table set up, and it was quite comfortable. I could lean on the table, I guess, but it's not good for your posture for hours and hours. And it was more comfortable. I was just no good at getting around it. You have more room in the Unity.
In the Unity, we had two sofas. In the Wonder, we have two single chairs that face each other.
Yeah, and they're not the most comfortable chairs, right?
No,
Yeah, but again,
we have two chairs.
I always hesitate to answer questions totally honestly, because people are going to say, "Oh, you don't like the we love the Wonder." Remember, we chose it. We bought it.
We were so spoiled with two sofas.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of room with the sofa.
So,
but the chairs, I find them comfortable. We have two chairs.
But we love the Wonder. I mean, we love the way it drives. It's so comfortable. We love the outside storage with that garage. That makes up for a lot.
I
can
can't
take
believe
everything.
how easy it is to drive that Ford engine. I mean, you have to watch it so that you're not going too fast.
Yeah.
I drove for, I think, an hour and 15 minutes, and I was like, oh, let's cut it out.
And it really hauls. It really has the acceleration.
It does. I'm very pleased with driving it.
So yes,
it's so comfortable to drive.
There is a difference in room. We don't want to mislead anybody. The Wonder is definitely smaller and more cramped.
And even the cab spot, the cab.
Yeah.
In the Ford, it's smaller. In the Mercedes, you have more room.
Oh,
just ask Beau.
Should we tell him what happened? After I shot the most fantastic drone color video yesterday, the day before yesterday, I guess it was.
Mike was so excited.
I mean, it was perfect, and it was breathtaking. I've never seen color like that. It was peak color, and I was so excited about it. So we shot that, and about an hour and a half later, we were at Tequamanon Falls, where we go for our winter camp out. We were just amazed how crowded that was. You wouldn't believe how many people are up there. You couldn't get a parking lot in this huge. Anyway, you'll see it in the video in a couple of weeks. But I had to get that. I wanted to get the little memory card out of the drone so I could safely put that video on my computer hard drive. Well, as I pushed the button to get the memory card out, it sprung it out. And it somehow went underneath my front seat, or the back seat, or the passenger seat, somewhere up there. We have spent Friday afternoon, yesterday, today, trying to find it. I've done everything except to take the seats off, and I can't find that memory card.
We found dog hair like you can't believe.
We cleaned out a lot of stuff on it, but I can't find that. Those little mini SD cards are only about that big.
I said the problem was that, it popped out, and then we drove 340 miles, so it had time to, who knows where it ended up.
So I do have some nice drone color video that you'll see, but this particular sequence I shot was I've never seen color that vivid.
Ever seen a grown man cry? No, just
about. Yeah, it
was very sad.
So think of us. Maybe we'll still find it someday. Edward Weiner has a question.
Okay, does your coach have solar? And if so, how do you use it? If not, did you Wonder purchase, or have you looked at adding solar?
We have 400 watts of solar. We ordered it when we ordered our Wonder back after the first of the year. We ordered it with 400 watt solar panels, so it was factory installed. And we use it all the time. It tops off our battery when we're boondocking, and our 2 lithium batteries, Battleborn batteries. The solar chops it off during the day, and we love having solar. Wouldn't have an RV without solar. It's great. Kate has a comment.
And she says she's so happy for you folks. You're out and about doing what you were, what we wanted to do in retirement. Thanks for all your invaluable knowledge. Learning is so much fun, and God bless and keep on camping.
Yeah, well, thank you, Kate.
It is different out there. We only ate out 3 times. We ate a breakfast at a little place in St. Ignace that we always eat at, and that felt different. The way they wouldn't let you do a carry out, and this is a little tiny space, and I thought it'd be safer to let people carry it out. But what I did learn was that not only are the number of people restricted that can go into a restaurant, you probably all know this, the help that they have in the kitchen and wait staff and everything, they've cut that way back. So it takes longer. And it's not a lot of fun to eat out.
But there's so many, we found we eat out very, very little.
Yeah, it's better for you.
This is the first RV trip that I actually lost a little weight on, because we cooked good food and we didn't eat.
Yeah, and like one of a really nice restaurant south of Marquette.
Oh, it's a great little place. It's called, what's it called?
Well, don't say. I was going to say I got a bowl of soup there, and I said to Mike, I'm eating a bowl of salt. I couldn't believe. I was just like, oh yuck. Yeah. Because I go really light on salt.
All right.
Get spoiled by my own cooking.
Potter Pup.
Okay, should you buy used LTV? Is the warranty transferable? Is it?
I believe it is. I believe it's a 2-year warranty. I think most manufacturers will let you transfer it. I believe it is, and I don't know what's involved. I think the new owner has to say, here's the VIN number. I still have it. How much top warranty do I have left? That's the way I think it works.
Never thought to ask that question.
Steve has a question.
What are the trade-offs of using induction versus propane cooktops in the RV? And why aren't manufacturers providing induction as an option? I didn't know
They
that
are.
that wasn't.
Many of them are, Steve. They're not as, induction is not nearly as popular as propane. Some people like it, but we don't particularly like it. You have to have special plates. It uses.
You mean the induction?
Yeah, it uses a lot of energy to heat that up. We tend to try and conserve our 12 volts and our coach batteries as well. I never liked induction.
And some people don't like propane. They don't want anything propane in their rig because I think as they get older, they're afraid of an explosion.
Well, it is, and you know, in fact, I've got a story about propane versus gas versus diesel generators that we'll be putting up on the blog in the next few days. And you know, a lot of people have a fear of propane because of like just this week there was somebody in a Walmart fire that was found dead inside an older RV. If you don't maintain your RV, if you have a real old system and you don't maintain and have your propane checked, that's just not smart. You should have it checked every year. But today's systems are designed pretty well. But you want to have it checked by a technician every single year, and because you don't want, you don't want to have an explosion or a fire. And so people are, they've heard about all the other ones. The ones that happen are often attributed to poorly maintained propane systems. Not all, but most. And so that's one of the reasons a lot of people would like electric. And
what about the spiders? Do they?
Spiders like propane. They do. They love that smell. You find them on a propane grill if you have a gas or an LP gas grill at home. And you also want to make sure spiders. That's one other thing you check when you open up your propane heater and make sure there's no spider nests that have built up in there.
But can that cause an explosion? Do you
sure.
know, or does it take more than that?
Yeah, it can cause a leak or can wreck it all up. But yeah,
spiders.
It's not good.
Little spiders.
Yeah. So okay, let's go back and find some more of the questions that are out there. How is the fuel consumption? Did I miss somebody?
Yeah, right above. Up here.
Okay. Well, we'll take that from Maymaster. The fuel consumption on the Wonder, I guess he's referring to. I got 12.7 miles per gallon. That's driving with the full water tank because we're doing a lot of boondocking. So 12.7. I probably would have gotten 13 if I didn't have all that extra weight from water. Raptor Man.
Curious. You speak of drone footage, and in previous YouTube videos, it's obvious you use one. But what brand, model do you pilot? And have you got that 107 license?
I do. I have. In fact, I just ordered a new drone yesterday from my main guy at a company called DroneWorks. I just ordered the new Mavic Air 2 and with the new smart controller instead of having to use my cell phone for the controller. So I'm really looking forward to getting that out. I'm trying to lobby Jen as soon as it comes to take a trip. We've done all of Michigan a million times, and we've done this a million times too, but we thought we would do the Lake Huron side right around here, up around and up to the thumb, and show you all about Lake Huron, what that's like. And I think we'll be able to catch the peak color in the lower peninsula. So I'm hoping I can get that. Hey, John's going to pray to St. Anthony, the patron saint, for lost items to help me find my drone's SD card. Well, I'll take all the help we can get, John. Thank you.
I'm big on praying to find things that you lost. I lost a diamond earring once, and I prayed really hard about it, and I found it on my front seat driver's side.
Hey, look at this.
Yes.
Look. Oh, wait a minute. Where did I put that? I just saw it.
That's what I did. The nylon
I'll
stocking.
find it. I got to find it. Where the heck is that? Anyway, you can't travel through there. Oh, Phillips put it. Where's that? Where's the way? You can't travel through tunnels with propane. I find that to be a problem. Yeah,
that would be
we don't
problem.
go through tunnels. Out east, that is a big deal. Okay, where did we see that?
I don't know where that came from.
That question about the nylon.
The nylon.
There it is. Thank you. Doug Fox. And we did that yesterday.
We did that.
You thought of that all by yourself.
I thought of that. Yeah, we had our shop vac and then my regular house upright, and the house upright's got a smaller attachment. like I say, we had dog hair, like you can't believe dog hair.
No.
But I said to you, we should have tried the shop vac.
Yeah.
We put a, yeah, we
I can't get it in any further there. I'd have to take the front seat off, and that's something I don't want to do.
You know, I know. I said to Mike,
there.
that 330-mile ride home, it had time to
Settle down.
bounce somewhere.
Here's a question
from a newbie.
Deb and Brian Kenyon.
I need to have internet everywhere and not through phone. What do you recommend for a small 26 pull trailer? Satellite?
No, I don't recommend satellite at all. It's way too costly, too cumbersome. You will be able to have internet. I need internet everywhere. It's my job depends on it. I have to put daily posts up and videos up and photos up, podcast up, and without it, if I didn't have internet everywhere, I could not do my job. So I don't think anybody needs it more than I need it that's out there in the road. So right now I just have Verizon, but I have the Winegard Connect 2 system, which has a great MIMO antenna in it, and it pulls in pretty darn good signals for me. I also have a Verizon MiFi card, and with no outside antenna at all, it pulls in a good signal. I am going to find one more system. Either I'm going to get AT&T as a backup, because there's been a couple of times when I could have used an AT&T signal to have a little more solid connection. That's what I had in my previous unit. I had AT&T, I had Verizon, and I had a cell phone booster. And between all of that, I never, ever, in all of our travels last year, ever without internet. Even the most remote part of the Florida Everglades, that was an AT&T signal, and we had great coverage. So I just need to continue to build up my internet system in this RV, and we'll do so. Hey, a super sticker from our friend Shirley. Thank you, Shirley. $2.99. That's a super sticker that she sends out on YouTube, and we appreciate that very much. Mark Dom has a question.
Notice that you don't tow a car. Do you ever feel restricted in your sightseeing? And are you able to go most of the places that you want to in the winter?
Yeah. We've never pulled a car. We couldn't with the Wonder anyway.
No.
It just can't do it. The Unity could. In fact, we saw a Unity up at Munising in the UP that was pulling it wasn't a Jeep. It was like a Tonka. What do they call that? So I don't know who makes that, but it's like a little Jeep. And they were towing that. They're from Texas, the people in the Unity.
Can't you tow 5,000 pounds?
I think it can tow, 5,000, at least 5,000, maybe even a little bit more, the Sprinter. But you can't with the Ford Transit, at least as it is now. It doesn't have enough get up and go to pull a car. We've never felt the need to have a tow car, and we're able to go most places you want. Like today, we took Beau for a walk out at a local park. We took the RV out there, and you needed to do some shopping on the way back this afternoon, and so we used the Wonder and the Ford Transit chassis. I took her to favorite market, no problems parking. I just hung out in the RV while you shopped and shopped and shopped.
It would be, I can say that I would have liked to have had a car once in a while, but it would be, the trade-off of towing a car, I don't think it's worth it.
Somebody just came on and said, I want to talk about generators. Well, you have to wait. I just finished writing a blog post. It'll be up this week sometime. And it's too deep of a subject. It's about gas, diesel, or propane generators. Let me just give you the bottom line. We chose propane. Always have. It's a little quieter than diesel. It burns cleaner than gas or diesel. We do not have a portable generator. We have a built-in Olsen 3600 watt generator, and we chose propane. But we talk about all of the differences, the pros and cons, and that's coming up on the blog, rvlifestyle.com, sometime this week. Esther.
Okay, so what are your thoughts on covering a travel trailer for outdoor winter storage?
That's an interview I wanted to do this week. I don't even have an interview set up for the podcast, come to think of it, on Tuesday. I wanted to do one on covering up your RV. If it's just going to sit there, it's probably a good idea to cover it up. We use ours as a second vehicle, our RV, and it never sits long anyway because we're on the road every month of the year. But, the danger when you sit is you get mice in there, rodents in there. Spiders make nests near the propane inlets. While a cover is really nice for keeping the finish clean and neat and not damaging the paint, not having branches from the storm scratch it, you do need to also take care of your RV. Go in, check it regularly. I did post a video or a blog article this week on choosing RV storage, and you might want to look at that, Esther, and it gives you some tips there. But yeah, it's not a bad idea to cover it all if it's just going to sit there.
It'd get mice very easily.
Yeah.
RV storage too.
Yeah. Rose comes by with a question.
When you camp at different places in the woods and you park under trees that may leave sap or leaves on your awning, how do you clean it before you roll it back up? Thanks.
Get up and hit it a few times.
Yeah, try to bounce it off.
We've never had a problem with that. They usually come off when I retract the awning, but we very seldom use the awning. Very seldom. On hot days, if we're parked in a lot of sun, I'll put the awning out. We never leave the awning out overnight, no matter what the weather forecast is, ever.
When we were in that campground in Munising, you were concerned about somebody leaving their awning out because it was windy at night. And the awning was still there the next day.
I think that was at Indian Lake.
Was it Indian Lake?
Was it Indian Lake? I don't know.
I thought it was Munising, but you're probably right.
It was somewhere up in the UP.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was windy. It was getting stormy, but they left it out all night. Rain.
Yeah, it was fine.
Kind of, will bow the awning. So we never leave it out overnight. And if we go away even for a couple hours, I always retract it. But we don't use it that much because we're on the go a lot. Matthew has a question.
Do you use your outdoor speakers and table? I did not see it in the video.
Outdoor speakers. No, I use these when I edit because otherwise when Jennifer hears the same thing over and over 35 times as I'm editing every shot, it gets to be kind of noisy. We do use that table. I don't edit. It was too cold to edit out there this week.
It was cold.
Table's great for eating, and we want to do a podcast, one of our podcasts from it, but the daytime temperature never got much above 50, and at night it was down in the upper 30s. So we did not eat outside on this trip. One afternoon, early on, it was in the low 70s, high 60s, I think. But most of the time we were in the UP, it was pretty cool.
I figure it's going to warm up this week.
Yeah.
And we're going to be home.
Yeah. Mark has a question.
Did we answer that? Notice that you don't tow a car. I think we answered that.
Yeah, we did answer that question. Mm-hmm. So we just did that. Let's go to, what's this one? What don't you like about your model?
What don't
I like? Room. I'd like a little more room.
Yeah, we would like, it's good for two of us, but we have a 65-pound dog. And poor Beau, he gets comfortable and he's got to move because when I got to open for like the wastebasket, I got to open a drawer. Or it seems like he's always moving. Poor guy.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing. The beds are very, very comfortable. So that's a good thing. And we like having it like the little nightstand in between the two twins that you can set things on that you need to have handy. Yeah. We do like that.
Yeah. Steve, it is recommended to only cover the top of the travel trailer, not the sides, because mold can develop. Yeah, I've always wondered about mold when you put a cover on. If you're in a somewhat of a humid area, I think that's a good point, Steve. I don't know. We've never put a cover on an RV. That's a great question. I'll save that for my cover podcast interview. I'll ask him about that.
I have wondered too about where it freezes, if that tarp or whatever cover you put on it would stick to the sides and the top of your rig. I mean, because if it ices on and you want to pull it off, how do you get it off?
Yeah, I don't know.
I've just...
Rose has a question.
Do you belong to a local LTV club in your area? Do you rallies with them?
No, we don't. We do not. We do not.
We must have a group in our area.
Yep, there is. Do you have a propane campfire yet?
We don't, but we met friends when we were in the Upper Peninsula, Jim and Carolyn, and we sat by their propane campfire, and I loved it.
Jennifer and I are not big fans of campgrounds with campfires. An individual boondocking site with a campfire is okay, but in a campground, you have 4,000 fires and it just hangs in the air and it permeates everything.
I mean, that's the fun. We always had campfires when I was younger, you know, just love
But in
those
a
campfires.
big campground, crowded campground, we don't like
I
them.
have allergies, and the smoke gets in your hair and then it gets on your sheets, and it bothers my breathing. So the propane campfire was just wonderful. It was warm. It was pretty. It was very nice.
How do you, Maureen? We're thinking about it. We're thinking about getting one.
Yeah.
And there's a couple different sizes. And we have room now to carry it.
Yeah, we have room that we could.
A Facebook user with the question.
Is your new Wonder MPG improving? Last you said it was
12. Well, it was 12.7 this time, so it's a little bit better.
You drove a little better.
I drove a
we
little
had a
better.
Tailwind.
Actually, I was driving at one point. I was going 85 miles an hour.
I know. I got after you.
Slow down.
It's really, you step on the thing, it goes.
Yeah. I was going 12.7, and it probably would have done better. As I said, I was traveling with full tanks of water, and water weighs 8.7 pounds per gallon, not 3, as I said in yesterday's video. I know that, but you know, that's an extra 350, 400 pounds that you're carrying in fresh water when you have it filled up.
And then I was driving some, and I don't use cruise control.
Yeah, you do. I usually use cruise control. Yeah,
it's better to use that for better gas mileage.
Emily.
And so what's your favorite thing to cook in your RV? I think breakfast, because I like breakfast. Eggs and some sausage, and I like breakfast.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, it's my favorite. Now that we've got the new smoke detector, you can see that in the video we put up yesterday. It's pretty fun.
You know, that smoke detector is wonderful. Everybody needs that. Hey,
with some new people here, I want to remind you all that we have a membership program that we're running now here, both on our Facebook and our YouTube. If you like us, if you're a regular, if you'd like to help support this, help us to not be quite so dependent on advertising from corporate entities, but more on the people who actually consume our content, which is you. I just ask you to consider it. If you just go to that website, you can find out more about it. RVlifestyle.com members, we would love to have you be a part of it.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, up north.
Up north.
In Michigan, we all go up north. I'm wondering about Minnesota and like other states. Do they go up north?
Yeah, I don't know. I think they do.
Is this just a Michigan
Wisconsin,
term?
Minnesota, someplace, you know, I don't know. I know in Maine it's down east. You know, it's down east because east is actually down if you go to a certain place.
I just wondered if we're the only people that have up north.
Yeah, I don't know.
Everybody goes up north.
Yeah. So there you go. That's please give that some consideration. And let's look some. Michelle asked us a question.
Are you still using Nomad Internet?
No, Michelle. We mentioned this about. It's been 3 weeks. We canceled our whole deal with them when they raised their prices to, they raised it $50 a month. And we felt that just wasn't fair to people who, we started talking about it, and it was at one price, and a bunch of people signed up, and no sooner did they sign up than then they raised the price, not on those people because they were grandfathered in, but on new people, they raised it $50 a month. And I just didn't want anything to do with that company. So we canceled it, sent all the gear back, and we do not endorse or do we use Nomad Internet. So we're looking for another solution that won't treat people that way. So that was that question. See, there you go.
In Wisconsin, you go up north. I figured. I thought Minnesota.
And there you go. Shirley Lang.
Minnesota, you go up north.
Yeah.
But, your shirt up north.
Yeah. Well, it also says the UP, so
okay.
And it also says the last frontier. Forget that Alaska being the last frontier. I think some places the UP may actually be it. It may be it. Claire.
Do you prefer a compressor refrigerator or an absorption refrigerator?
I think we have an absorption now. I don't know. It's fine. They say that a compression refrigerator is a little better. We have no problems with our refrigerator. I checked the temperature. It is awesome. It's a little above 0 for the freezer. I think it's 3 degrees above 0 for the freezer, and it's about 37 degrees, I think. No, yeah, we got it way down. 37 degrees for the refrigerator part. It's done a great job for us. It's a 3-way refrigerator, the one we have from Dometic. It cools with propane, house power, 110, and also with 12 volts. So, and it switches automatically to whatever power is in there, and we like it. Facebook user.
Are there any issues with the under the bed closet in your RV? Yes.
Yes.
I got hangers that cling to your clothes, because when we used that one for 2 weeks, the Wonder, we had hangers that were slippery and a shirt slid off, and you were like, "What did you do with my shirt? Where was my shirt?"
You had to
Where's
almost
my
stand
shirt?"
on your head to go down. It's so deep. Yeah,
If you drop something,
yeah.
you better be flexible to get down there. So I just got, whoops, I'm not gonna be able to hear. I got hangers that things aren't going to slide off.
And
but
so is that your issue? You've
no,
all
no,
set, right?
I'm just saying, you got to get the right hangers.
Okay.
And I don't really think we have any issues. You have to lift that up. You have to have the physical strength to lift up, because I've wondered about, maybe if you cut it so that just the part where your closet was. But I think it's great.
I have no problems at
great.
all. I keep all my gear is out of the way there. I don't
Yes.
in the
you
Unity,
can hold so much.
Unity,
under there.
every night we'd have to transfer all that stuff and put it in the front seats, and you couldn't use the front seats. And at least on this one, I've got all that room under there for storage. I love the storage. The best storage in the world is on that Wonder.
And I like having access to things. I don't like having to go outside to get what I want.
And you don't have to lift the bed. There are doors you can open. Like we have a safe.
I always forget about the doors.
We had a safe put in, and I can open the door and open the safe, and I really like having the safe.
I got to realize I got to open the doors.
Yeah, you just pop it open.
Yeah,
it's really easy.
I gotta open the doors.
Yep. Dr. Gary Daniel with a question.
We're receiving our Unity FX after waiting a year. Wow, that's a long time. Do you have a list of all the extras you put, on our FX, such as the rear view side monitors, and so?
Yep. Gary, if you just go to Facebook or to YouTube and just search under Unity, we've got a lot of videos, and I know we put a detailed video about everything extra that we put in ours, including those blind spot detectors that we bought aftermarket and put on. That's all on a video about a review on our Unity. So just, use that little search button on our RV Lifestyle channel. Don't do the regular YouTube or you'll get overwhelmed, but go to the RV Lifestyle channel on YouTube and search there's a little magnifying glass search there for Unity, and you'll see all of our reviews on the Unity, and we have one of them that shows everything we added.
I was just thinking, basically it had everything we needed, but was there one thing that you were just so glad that you added?
Oh gosh, we had everything. We had the ladder.
That mirror, so you can see behind you, the camera behind you, so that I like that. That's my thing.
Oh, we put that on the Wonder too. Yeah, we'll put
that camera.
Yeah. You can see it all. It's all there.
That matters. There's just one thing that you would suggest.
I think I like that. I mean, I would do that on any of the RVs. That we put a constant on rear camera that's separate with its own monitor, and we and you can see that. Just go to the videos under Unity, and I think there's even a blog post that you can find if you search on RV Lifestyle. Search Unity, and we've got lists and links to everything and tons of stuff. So congratulations. I'm glad you're going to be getting it. Carlos has a question.
So you take turns driving, and was your RV expensive?
Carlos, every RV is expensive.
They all are. You get what you pay for.
Yeah. I mean, unless you buy a junker, they're all expensive. They're really expensive. If you're buying a new RV, you're talking $100K plus. I mean, I suppose you can get cheaper ones, but that's really what you're talking about. So do we take turns driving? Yes, we do.
You do most of the driving, but we do take turns driving.
I like actually driving. I really like to drive that, especially this Wonder. It drives so easy.
It does drive like an SUV. It's very, very comfortable to drive.
Yep.
Can't say enough good things about how easy it is to drive.
And Carlos, if you go to the Leisure Travel Vans website, you can look at any of their models and price them out exactly with the options you want, and it'll show you what the cost would be when you add the things you want and the things you don't need. Take those off, and you can come up with a pretty good price.
And a way to get the price down is to buy a used RV rather than buying a brand new, because just like a car, they depreciate the moment you take
25%.
Take them off the parking lot. And actually, I was worried about one sweet couple that we met out in Arizona, because they bought an RV that I thought was maybe just a little too cheap.
Yeah.
And I was worried about
did
it
too,
because
yeah.
it was their home. They sold their truck and their trailer
I
and
had to bite
everything
my
they
tongue
had.
because I wanted to tell them, you guys, you bought that and you looked at it for an hour and you traded in the trailer and the truck you had. And
But, you
it
know,
was just,
somehow I thought
yeah.
people that would do that have probably done a lot of things like that in their lives.
Yeah, probably. And it wasn't our point to say anything, but
yeah, I mean, they had bought it,
but
I would have been reluctant to have bought a new RV that was as inexpensive as the one they bought.
the smart way to buy an RV, as it is a car, is to buy used. Let somebody else eat that 25% depreciation the first year. I think it's 10 or 15% the second year. So that's a good way to go. Rosemary was the second question.
So how do you clean the roof of your RV with the solar panels on?
I don't. God does for me. It's called rain.
That's how he feels about washing the exterior also.
He does. He cleans it all the time. He cleaned it all week long. I've never cleaned a solar panel. It's never. Now we don't live in
never made a bed
dusty
either.
areas. Oh, stop it! Stop it! No, that wasn't the question. Deacon St. John.
Are you still enjoying the electric bikes?
Oh, how could you not enjoy electric bikes? They're just awesome. They're so much fun. I call them poor man's Harley, but they are really fun. Even just sitting in our driveway, I like to go. Our neighbors have come by and we've all played with them, and they're great. They're a great way to get around, and you can go 20 to 40 miles on a single charge.
What does our son call them? A moped?
Yeah, they're like a little moped, but they're street legal because But yeah, they're a lot of fun. Love them. Nancy.
I'm going to Minnesota in 2 weeks. If the inspection goes well, coming home with a B+. Awesome.
Congratulations, Nancy. You will have
great
a ball.
news.
And you beat the snow.
Yeah.
The snow's
Get home before it starts snowing.
Yeah.
Mid-October, it could start snowing.
Yeah, it is. Esther.
I'm originally from Montreal. We always went up north.
Yep. Good.
So I guess everybody goes up north.
See, I think that's a universal thing for anybody north of the Mason-Dixon line. And I think that's it. Do you fold or roll your linens and clothes? We use
fold.
Yes, and we use e-bags.
E-bags.
Yeah, we've talked about those before. I think they're on our gear page, rvlifestyle.com/gear, but we get those on Amazon. We bought ours 9 years ago, and they're still in great shape. Two sort of rose-colored pink ones that you use. You have three, actually.
And you have three blue.
Three blue?
Yep.
Usually, with this new Wonder and all the stories, I just take one, and we put, I'm not going what I put in there, but
yeah,
there's a video on the channel that shows you how those work.
I like those bags because you can put your underwear, your sleepwear in one, tops in another, and bottoms in another if you don't want to hang anything on a hanger. We've really come to like the e-bags.
I just wear one pair of underwear and I just turn it all
Mike, we don't want to hear that.
inside out.
No, we don't want to hear that. But
there are these people who are selling underwear that they say you can wear for 5 days. Can you imagine that?
We got those socks that you could wear for a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, question.
Since you have extensive experience with LTV, do you know their rotation or of introducing a new line? We don't know when they're going to introduce anything, newer models. We have no idea.
I don't. I hear
design and technology. Especially now that we don't have shows to go to.
Yeah, without RV shows,
touch base.
I haven't talked to them in months, and I don't know what they're up to. Sometimes they'll send out a release, and I'll get it like everybody else does. But we have. I don't know. I think they've announced all their 2021s. Not a lot of big changes, but I
got to say, I really missed not going to the Hershey show.
Yeah, I missed Hershey and California, and we missed those. We missed Elkhart Open House. Mm-hmm. Hey, by the way, I don't know if you all saw that the Florida RV Super Show second weekend in January is on. So far, they say it's on, and we are really excited about that. We will be there. So that's at least we hope it stays on. Let's hope it.
Our plans are to be there.
Yep, our plans are to be there.
Like I say, we make our plans and then life happens.
Yeah, boy, it sure has happened this year.
Yeah, this is
everybody.
Let's hope 2021 is better than this year.
Yeah, Jason, I'd like to install Directv in our Mercedes-Benz Class C, but wonder if the kids can watch while driving. I don't think the outlet works without the generator running. You should, Jason. I don't know what brand you have, but I know on our B pluses and even on our camper vans, if we turn the inverter on when we drove, we had inverted plugs and you could watch TV. But frankly, all of ours run on 12 volts as well. Our TVs are all on 12 volts. I don't know whether the TV plug where it plugs in is 12 volts. You got to check that out in your van. But you could certainly get a small inverter for your receiver, your DirectTV receiver, and let the kids watch. So I don't think that would be too hard to figure out. And just take a look and find out if you can drive with the inverter on. And if you don't have an inverter, I urge you to get one.
Now I'm wondering about seat belts. They must have
Well, it's a Class C, so
more seat belts.
Yeah,
well, ours in theory is a C.
Yes, but it's
insurance
Really,
purposes.
yeah, it's a different size seat.
Okay.
So, Carla has a question.
When camping in snow, do you need to sweep the roof?
No, only if it got a foot of snow or something on it.
I know you just take off and
you do, it all blows off. Yeah, it does. We've camped in blizzards.
I think it depends on how deep it is.
Yeah, and I think we've had like 4 or 5 inches on the roof, but because we're in the RV, it's a little warmer in the roof, and the snow doesn't quite accumulate, it's still still is up there, but it doesn't accumulate as much as if it was just sitting in total cold, because the inside of the RV is quite warm. And we use the RV, as we say, to go around and do sightseeing. So, but usually I've got a big extended brush that I use for the windshield that I could use for the roof if it was bad.
Be careful of the solar panels.
Yeah, solar panels are flat and they're glued on there pretty well. So
I can imagine like shovel that you have for the roof.
I wouldn't use that.
I know.
I could just be seeing pulling it off.
Yeah.
But I've never had a problem with it. Are you too happy with the window cutouts in your Murphy bed to allow air and light through? We loved those. That was, you're having trouble with your earplugs.
Yeah, I am.
We had a Murphy bed on our Unity, and they put 2 little window cutouts in there with real windows. And so we had airflow and light that came through. We loved that. And
absolutely loved it. And
we thought they all came that way.
We thought they all came that way. Absolutely loved those little windows. I could peek out and see, and we could get air.
But they don't make them, I guess, standard. And somebody told me that Leisure won't even put them in if you want them custom. So I don't know why they wouldn't do that. They did it on ours because they said, what'd they say? They wanted just to see what it was like. Well, it was great. And everybody who saw it wants it.
And then everybody, it was cute when we went to that rally and everybody were taking pictures and had their tape measures out because they were going to add it to theirs. Oh, somebody asked us about LTV rallies. We went to one of them, and we were invited by the Quebec, Canada, near Montreal, to their rally. And we went and had a ball with them, even though they all spoke French. They were very kind and gracious to us.
And they would speak English for us, and it was great. And everybody was going through our RV taking pictures of those window cutouts because they were so cool. Why Leisure doesn't make them, I don't know.
Well,
but
sure
we love
quite
those.
An added expense.
Oh, come on. It couldn't have cost them.
No. Maybe an hour.
Okay, well, so suck it up and give it to people if they want it.
Yeah.
Are you going to Quartzsite? Well, Stephen, we would love to go to Quartzsite. Our plans are to go, but if the Tampa show is on, we've got to go there. And I'll tell you why, because every year we try and stay up. That's one of the reasons we change RVs every year. So we have experience with a bunch of different RVs. And if Tampa is on, that is where we can spend some serious time in a bunch of different RVs and really know for ourselves everything that's out there for 2021, 22. So we really need to go to Tampa for work. Quartzsite would be an event and it would be fun, but it's not an RV show in the sense that there's RV dealers and displays there. It's a happening. It's a happening. And we would love to go there. We may go to Quartzsite after the show on our own, but right now our plans are if Tampa is on, to go to Tampa because we can do a lot more work there and come up with videos on every different model and familiarize ourselves with the RVs. Mm-hmm. So it all depends on whether Florida goes on, but right now that's our plan. Thanks for that question. Raptor Man has a question. Appreciation, it says. Oh,
thank you kindly for all you and your wife do, and your kindness in answering all your viewers' questions.
Oh, that's so kind. That is so kind of you to say that, and that's, we've come to really love our Sunday nights. We look at Sunday nights now as just as like a family meeting. And that's one of the reasons that we started this supporting member
We really
program.
need to see what everybody looks like.
Yeah, we just wish we could see your pictures.
Because we're kind of feeling locked in.
Yeah, we are.
Like everybody else.
Yeah, Michigan
this
is just
crazy.
Is locked it in again out here. It's just, I don't want to talk about all that stuff.
We don't want to get into politics.
But you know, this is our way to connect with you, and we love seeing your little logos and questions. But we've also started our supporting member program, and we've been really there's been some early adapters to that. We kind of soft launched it a few weeks ago, and I think there's about 83 or so on Facebook, and about 50 or 60 on our YouTube channel. And it's been really fun to interact with everybody. We check it all the time. We answer. There's none of the drama that's out there in some of the bigger Facebook groups. You know what I mean? And the YouTube communities is, you know, it's a crazy time online, right? So this is a really nice little intimate group, and it's a way for you to help support us, and you get some perks too. So at any rate, if you'd check that out, we would be honored that you'd at least look into it. If you'd consider supporting us either on our Facebook or YouTube and or both, or however you like, thank you for that. And tell your friends. Our goal is to be as advertising free as we can be, to get our support from our supporters, our community that we serve, rather than the industry, so that we can continue to be as candid and open as we are in talking about everything. And that means being accountable to you guys more than the industry. So we're going to try this. People tell me we're nuts to try it because it'll never work. And they're probably right. Maybe it won't, but you don't know unless you try, right? So thank you. Back to your questions now. How is Beau coping with not being out on the road? Well, he's tired right now.
He slept for, excuse me, ever yesterday. He prefers, I think, being home. Oh no, but he likes the adventure of walks, or you know, going for his hikes.
Beau loves his hikes.
Yeah.
And we did probably 2 or 3 hikes every single day.
Oh, he got at least 3.
And he found, we found places up in the UP where he could run off leash. And I mentioned in the video, if you see our boondocking video that's up on the channel, on the RV Lifestyle channel, I mentioned on it, you know, that you got to have a dog that will come when he's called and not go too far. And you have to be absolutely sure he'll come back when he's called. And we're pretty comfortable with Beau it that way. But we always carry a leash with us too. And we'll put him on a leash if there's other people around and other animals. But right now, Beau's still tired from 10 days in the woods up at the UP. And tomorrow we'll take him to the dog park, because he'll have, I shouldn't say that, because he'll come running in here and he hears that word. But that's half the fun of boondocking and the Upper Peninsula, is there's room to run and have fun with your dog. So, Dawn Day. Wow, it sounds like a movie star, Dawn. I like that.
I am new to your show. How much time do you spend RVing through the year? And I'd like to start taking longer trips.
Well, Dawn, this is a crazy year to ask that, because everything has changed, as you know. But normally we're on the road 3/4 to half the time. We do have our home in Michigan, and we have a condo in Florida. We tend to use the Florida condo. It's primarily a rental that we use to help supplement our income. But we'll use it. We'll probably go down there in a few weeks, for a couple weeks, and then we use it in January through springtime. It's a great base for us exploring warm climates in the wintertime. And but half to 3/4 of the time we're out someplace in our RV.
During a normal year.
During a normal year.
Now we've got a comment. Oh, good, you got the comment.
From the Fryway. That's a great name.
You both are the reason we're camp hosts in the UP of Michigan. You show things like they are. We love it up here. Longtime followers.
I wonder where you are.
Yeah, that's
yeah, where are you guys?
Where are you? And you missed over another one I wanted you to answer.
Which one? Find it for me.
Where was it? It was a comment. Something about Dean.
Oh, well, I'll come back to I got it. Okay. You both are the reason. Well, thank you. Wow, that is really kind. See, that's again when we started this membership thing, because we think we got to tell things the way they really are. And sometimes they're not so good, and you got to tell people that. Most of the time it's a wonderful lifestyle, but we want to be accountable to you guys and not the industry, so to speak. So that's why we're trying that accounting. I don't know if it's going to work. It's going pretty slow, but we'll see. Here's a question. There was a video online with Dean, I think that's his name, that showed a new model and had those window cutouts. Well, I'll have
We'll
to
have
look.
to go find it.
I'll have to look that up, Judy.
Yeah, Dean. You don't forget Dean.
Because Dean is just a great guy. He's a good friend, and he's from Lisa Travel Van, and he does all their videos and
his words are like a machine gun.
Oh my gosh, the guy can talk so fast, and he never messes up. There's got to be a blooper reel with the LTVs. They got to. I want to get some of those bloopers, but that would be pretty good.
Have you been hearing about the No Wood Embassy RV?
No, I haven't. I haven't heard a word about it. No
Maybe
wood.
like the European.
I don't know.
They really avoid wood.
Know. Yeah, I have not heard about it. I'll have to look that up or send me a link. I'd like to learn more about it. Rufus Thomas. Mike, do you know the Wonder models do not have ducted AC like the Unity? Yes, we've talked about that many times. Does that make a big difference? Cold spots or hot spots? It does. It makes a big difference. It makes the back of the RV is pretty cool with the air conditioner. The front, not so much. Not so much. That
the
ducted AC that we had in the
more
Unity,
and it works better.
Just remember, the Wonder is $30,000 less. That's not counting any of the options. Sticker price $30,000 less than the Unity. So that's one of the things you give up with the Wonder. And yes, we immediately noticed that with the Dometic air conditioner. It just, it's louder. It seems much noisier, and there are definitely hot spots in the front, and it's nice and cool in the back. They do have little levers that you can adjust to sort of shoot it more forward. It doesn't do much good. It primarily cools the bedroom area, and we noticed that right away.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, it's time to three more questions. I can't believe how fast an hour's gone. Don McBride.
We're thinking of buying our first motorhome after selling our travel trailer last year. What would you recommend? Do you have experience driving it to Mexico? And which is what we'd like to do the winter of 2022.
No, we don't have any experience driving to Mexico. It's not on our bucket list. We love the West, been all over the West. And gosh, I don't know enough about you, Don, and how many people and dogs and, how much room you had in your travel trailer. What your style, you're going to be a full-timer? Are you going to be part-timer? Do you boondock? So I don't know where even to start. I think I would say a Class B camper van would be a way to start on the lower end, first room, and then move up to the so-called B pluses, like, those offered by Leisure Travel Van. And I believe Pleasure Way makes B pluses as well. I think there are a couple, there's the Airstream Atlas, which is a very expensive B plus or Class C, actually. They're all B pluses are really Class C's. And then there's, the Winnebagos and the Thors, and, I don't know your budget. So let me just tell you that you can get into an RV on the low end from, and I'm talking new, on the low end for a little over 100,000 to the high end, and we're talking just Class B's or C's, high end to over 200,000.
You need to go to a show.
So you need to go to a show. If you're talking about a Class B, if you're talking about a Class A, it's about the same price. They start a little over 100 and they go up to 3.7 million.
And that's something people have a lot of trouble understanding, why a B can cost as much or more than an A.
It's much more customized, and that's why. All right, hey, that's it, folks. We have gone over our time again. I can't believe it. One last pitch for all of you on there. Please consider being a supporting member. Give us a jump start. There's the link to it, rvlifestyle.com/members. We got a lot coming up on the blog. Somebody wants us to talk about generators. We got a post coming this week on generators. Tomorrow is the newsletter with lots of information. If you haven't subscribed to our weekly newsletter, you also get regular little posts with resources and information. That's all free. You can sign up on rvlifestyle.com. And the podcast, I don't know what we're going to do for an interview this week. We're working on that. That'll be out on Wednesday. So thank you very much. Let's bring Phyllis back. And Phyllis, thank you so much for being the moderator and helping us with the questions. Everybody behave themselves out there.
You better look out, Phyllis. You're going to be the interview Tuesday. What's it like, Phyllis, being a moderator? I can see this coming.
Phyllis, discuss what kind of challenges do you face as the moderator?
A lot of challenges, and I have a feeling we missed a few questions. There was
We
a lot
always
going
do.
on, and if we missed your question, just make sure you go to the Facebook group or ask, or go to the socials and ask. And we're sorry if we missed them. I know a couple of really good ones came at the end, and he always wants to go over an hour, but it's challenging.
Yeah, I mean, we could go 3 hours, and
Yeah.
our voices don't last that long.
Yeah.
And plus the internet we'll be tapping out on the internet. Phyllis, thank you again so much for moderating. We'll see you on all of our social media this week, and have a great week ahead. Thank you
You
for
too.
being there, Phyllis.
Thank
All
you,
right.
You're
Phyllis.
welcome. Thank
Phyllis Care, taking care of all that. Thank you guys so much for being with us. Gosh, I don't know where to even begin to thank you all so much for the encouragement that you give us. It has been just awesome to listen to all of the comments and the questions. One of the things we want to do with this supporting members group is we want to have a gathering for just our members. It'll be, because we can't handle everybody, but be just for our members. We're thinking someplace fun. It will be in June or July of next year. And we'll let you know as soon as we come up with a place and get that organized. But that will be just for our members, so we can all hang out together for 3 or 4 days and have some fun. Till next week, and don't forget the blog, rvlifestyle.com, YouTube, Facebook, all the social media. That's where we are. We love you guys.
Happy trails.